Future-Proof, the Cloud Payroll and HR podcast powered by PaySpace.
Future-Proof is for forward thinkers with a cloud-first strategy who want to eliminate inefficiencies, reclaim their time, and improve compliance.
We interview a payroll practitioner and HR leaders, business experts to explore how they future-proof their business. A new way of moving fast on cloud technology to win their market from anywhere on any device.
Stories about their highs and lows and actions they took in these times.
Hosted by Tammy Lewis
and Heinrich Swanepoel.
So we are excited to have yet another guest on our podcast. And this week we have a little bit of a change and we have one of our partners joining us today. So we'd love to share some of the insights from a partner perspective with you and how she's been finding the whole working with PaySpace and the teams and also the customer side of it as well, and how she identifies all those opportunities in the market. So I'll hand over and have her introduce herself. Welcome, Chantal.
Hi, Tammy. Thank you so much for your kind introduction. I'm Chantal, and I'm the sales director for Econz Wireless in South Africa. I've been with the company for more or less just over 2 years, and that's me in a nutshell.
Chantal, tell us just Econz, what do you guys do and what does your job entail?
So Econz Wireless is a global company that specializes in workforce management applications that assist companies in streamlining their workflow, their paper, and their payroll processes. And what this means is that we help enhance company efficiencies and increase the overall employee productivity, whether it be in the field or whether it be on focusing on cost savings for that company. Our key role is to take care and make sure that that company is taken care of with their plans in order for them to move forward with their digital transformation planning within their business. My role within the company includes sales, operations and marketing strategies, business development, but I would say most importantly, the partner development on the African continent.
And partner development we've seen is that it is quite a mission, sort of identifying the correct guys, making sure that you top of mind with each and every partner, because what we've seen from a PaySpace perspective is just that partners across Africa is doing a multitude of things. But yeah, it's interesting, and thank you for the time today. Tell us maybe just sort of what does your partner program look like and why partners? Do you have like a direct model and a partner model, or is it just just partners?
Well, Heinrich, I would say that we have one of the most disruptive partner programs on the African continent. And the reason for that is that we cater for various types of companies based on their size and their business network within their specific geographical area. So we've got 3 different partner models. So we have a lead referral partners, then we've got bill on behalf partners that works on a revenue sharing type like relationship as the one we have with Vodacom, who sell our solutions to their partners as well. And then Econz Wireless also loves partnering with integration partners such as PaySpace, where there's a bi-directional exchange of data between 2 systems so that customers can experience the full automated payroll processes in a true cloud environment that comes with mobile punch to payroll. I must also say that we are always looking for new partners who also has a passion to embrace technology by assisting their customers to also grow and future-proof their businesses.
And that's I must say I love that punch to payroll. It sounds quite simplistic and seamless. And I wanted to say now Yebo Gogo, but that was probably one of the best Vodacom ads ever made. I think it was probably the first one, but that is quite a big partner and quite a nice partner to have to actually drive your software as well.
Definitely.
Punch to payroll, was that a quote that you guys sort of coined or?
Yes, so that's something that came within our organization as partnering with payroll companies aren't really a new thing for our business. In the US, because we're global, in the US we partner with companies like ADP, iSolve, and various other types of payroll providers. So perfect partners in our minds could be anything from your carriers like your Vodacoms and the rest of the carriers, as well as your small IT companies or even your large IT companies looking for it, your human capital management companies, and then specifically the payroll industry. So anybody who are resellers for payroll solutions, we love partnering with those companies as well.
And looking at the payroll company, Chantal, and especially with that same cloud strategy in mind, I'm assuming that times change as well. So you also have to change your strategy a little bit as well. Let me rather ask this, what has been the differences for you working solely in the cloud, solely with partners in the cloud, and also interacting with your customers with that need that they have to be more cloud conscious?
There's been a big change and a shift within a customer's mindset from going from paper into true cloud solutions. And that all started with COVID-19. I think COVID more or less forced everybody in the world to conform to a new norm, to start working online, to be part of types of solutions that enhance and promote efficiency within their businesses. Because before COVID, most people didn't know what Microsoft Teams were or Zoom or any of these other cloud-like solutions. So I would say that working with customers pre-COVID and post-COVID, there's one thing that I've seen is that customers are more open and focused to moving into cloud solutions, as having the real-time information in the clouds, especially when it comes to South Africa and the load shedding that we have and the data that gets lost somewhere between the power failures and the rest of the connectivity issues that we're having in South Africa due to load shedding, that customers are really open to moving into cloud solutions.
It's funny because there's a term coined in the remote work space that's work out loud, and I think sort of it goes hand in hand with tracking what the guys are actually doing. And it sort of got me to the next question of saying is the application that you add to companies, does it save them time? Does it give them visibility? And is there a saving for customers to actually track or utilize the software?
Yes, Heinrich, that's a very good question. So our applications are very feature rich and it's customizable according to that customer's requirements and scope. So anything from digital transformation where employees need to go out and they need to capture specific form information like photos, video fields, pre-trip inspection forms, progress reports, all those types of digital transformation aspects, all the way through to GPS tracking of where those employees are at any time of the day, as well as time spent at these customers, in addition to being able to see what work was performed at that customer site. And all of that then comes back to our core of our business, which is time and attendance, and everything links back. So from the time that employee clocks in the morning all the way through the time that they clock out in the evening, our applications gives that customer the ability to see what's happening within their business, to use that live data that we capture via that application from the field to be able to not only save company costs within their businesses, but also to manage their processes, their efficiencies, their workflows much better than what they would previously be able to do. So if I talk about value to specific customers, I would say that if we talk value, it's not always monetary value, because yes, our customers will save on time theft, fuel theft, project costing, because now they have live information to work from. But the fact that they have live information available to their disposal means that they can also use that information to project for future, to make sure that the company is running as efficiently as possible to future-proof their businesses and run towards technology instead of them trying to catch up with technology. So when we talk about value in our specific industry, I always say that it's, yes, there'll always be monetary savings, but the most important thing is the efficiencies that comes with that. And that is really priceless.
I definitely agree with you. And I love the term that you said, running with technology instead of trying to catch up. And being up to date with everything. I think that makes the biggest change in any customer's life. What would you say are some of the challenges customers faced or still face when they move over from their current solutions over to a cloud environment? Things like, I know, manual work, and that human error is always something that is in the back end when it comes to not running on a cloud solution. So what would you say is the biggest challenges that customers moving over from a manual or even a on-site system to a cloud solution?
The companies that we deal with on a day-to-day basis, anything from your small SMEs to your VGEs, your large enterprises, all the way through to your big government accounts. Those accounts can run between anything from a 5-line account all the way through to thousands of users. And the reason why all of these companies choose the digital way or the smarter way of growing their business or enhancing their field employees' productivity is because cost savings are really the key objective within any organization, whether it be post or pre-COVID, especially with remote management now being so key within our country as well as globally. So I would say that is the most important thing regarding digital transformation and people moving from manual paper processes into the cloud environment. To give you a few ideas of some of our customers that we have in South Africa, as much as it's good to talk about the different verticals and the customer company sizes that we deal with on a day-to-day basis, it's also important to talk about the specific customers that we have within South Africa that everybody else in the market knows. Because if the bigger companies can trust and use our applications, so can the rest of the companies in South Africa see value in what we offer to those specific companies. If we have a look into the retail manufacturing type of verticals, we've got customers like your Broadway Suites, your Hisense Mobile, Vivo Mobile, as well as if you look into your pharmaceutical verticals, we've got Pharmacy Direct, we've got Dr. Temp, we have EcoMed. If we have a look at the government sectors, we've got EC Gocta, we've got GP Gocta, we've got EC Safety. And especially in South Africa, where service delivery is such a huge problem for us, these government companies are always looking for a way to streamline and cut down on service delivery turnaround times.
Super. No, and it's true. I think sort of if you're not actually looking for ways to innovate and actually change your business to be more seamless, to work more remotely, you're going to be left behind. A question that comes up quite regularly in the payroll world, and maybe I just want to, out of interest, see if it's applicable to your world, but how does your backups and data storage work?
All of our data is housed in the AWS cloud environment with a 99.999% uptime. Our applications are also very user-friendly as well as data-friendly and uses less than 20 megabytes of data per month per user. And the great thing about our applications is as much as it's in the real live cloud environment, it's also built with offline capabilities so that when the power goes off or when a user is in a remote area, that they would still be able to capture the information via their mobile applications. And as soon as data or power is reestablished, that data will then push back into the cloud and be available in real time as it happens, and not by the time that the data was reestablished.
So, Chantal, you've spoken a lot about the customers and the amazing cost saving, and I think that stress load coming off their shoulders when they move to a more modernized, technology-focused industry to take care of their business. What would you say over the last, what has it almost been 2 years with our new change across the world? What has changed in your job role? I would almost call it pre-pandemic versus how you do things now. I always hear how everyone's traveling and how excited you are to get to customer meetings again. So how has your role changed this last couple of years?
With being a global company, we had to get used to remote working and online working a very long time ago. So I would say that in South Africa, from what I've seen, is that our culture is more of a face-to-face type of culture where we like to see the person sitting across from us on the other side of the table, because I think that it creates a more organic relationship and it grows from there. So with COVID-19, that was a big one for me, was then limiting ourselves in that isolation that we had with the lockdowns that we had, and we couldn't be face to face with customers anymore. And everybody had to kind of be uncomfortable within the situation in order for us all to still maintain the pace that we were working at. And a lot of our customers and a lot of the partners that we have, we had to adapt in the situation because we were thrown into it. But I do think that even though we know how to work smarter and it's more efficient to work from home and to work online, due to the fact that it eliminates the traveling time that you have to spend between meetings and all of that, so employees are more productive with the online and remote working, that we are still lacking that face-to-face engagement with those specific companies and organizations. And at Econz Wireless, our customers are the most important thing to us. So we try and grow our business as organically and maintain the relationships as steadily as we can during these times.
And it's very much sort of what I've seen in our experiences. It's trust. Meeting somebody and sort of just having that face value, you can engage and you can build trust. Whereas with two-dimensional video interfacing, video interviews, it's difficult to build trust. It's all based on sort of that relationship, and I don't want to call it code of contact, but it's very simplistic. And just I hear you guys being global. You already been in that mindset of working remotely from all over. But the DNA business has always been a business where I think it is very much sort of face to face and doing business in that regard. Then Chantal, I think thank you so much. We've come to our last question. And we normally ask people sort of to describe payroll in a single word. But if you were to sort of describe your company in a single word, what would that be?
It would definitely be value. Because we believe that the point of digital transformation isn't really to become digital. It's really to generate value for a business, because without value or seeing the value within a specific solution, there's no point of running towards technology, regardless the size of that business.
Wow, that's just very cool. Thank you, Chantal. And if people wanted to get hold of you, what's the easiest way of getting hold of Chantal on Econz?
It would definitely be chantalm@econz.com or sales@econz.com. or any of our support numbers, which you will be able to find, or log a lead referral or a lead request form under our website, econz.co.za.
Super. Thank you so much, Chantal. It's been an honor and a lucky conversation.
Thank you guys so much.